Welcome to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors. My name is Cody Johnson, and I'll be your host.
I'm one happy hunter right now, man. Alright, guys. Here she is.
Here at the Thin Blue Line Outdoors, we have 3 goals. Show you a good time,
I just shot her.
teach you something, plant some clover down, and lead by example.
It's looking good. Great though. Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
If I can accomplish one of those 3, that's a win in my book. Thanks for listening. Be safe out there. I'm your host, Cody Johnson. Like I said, this is podcast 10. I'm very excited about it. Everything's growing. My podcast is getting more listeners every time. The videos are doing pretty well right now for me anyway. So I'm going to just start out and thank you for everybody who has listened to this. If you are new to the channel and new to the podcast, my name is Cody Johnson. I'm a police officer here in Central Illinois. I've been hunting all my life, and I'm kind of following my dream here and starting putting hunting content out, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I love the outdoors. I love being a police officer. Always have, always probably will. But my passion is definitely being outside, being outdoors, hunting, fishing, just living that lifestyle. So the more I can share my experience and knowledge with people and get other people outdoors, it's a win. So anyway, on this podcast, we're going to talk about how to get into hunting. We briefly talked about it on another podcast with my buddy Nate. He's the one who actually talked to me about this. He said he's gotten a couple questions from people about how to get into it, and he's brand new, so I figured, hey, we'll do a short podcast and try to educate some people and go that route. So I'm excited to do this. It's pretty easy. Now, every state is a little different. I do want to be fair and honest, so if you're listening, I know most of our listeners are coming from the United States. We got a couple listeners from Germany, which if you are listening to this and you are from Germany, I appreciate the support. Honestly, I don't know the hunting laws when it comes to Germany, so what I'm about to say here applies to the United States and especially here in Illinois. So if you're out of country, and even if you're on in a different state, probably what I'm going to tell you is similar, but it could be a little different. So here in Illinois, it's pretty easy. You can go to the Illinois DNR website. Just type in Illinois DNR, it'll pop right up, and you can find everything, all the information I'm about to tell you, you can find it on there. So you go to Illinois' website, type in hunter safety course. As soon as you type in the hunter safety course there in the search box, it'll pop up, click on it, it'll give you a link, everything you need to know. See, every state here in America, you need to do a hunter safety class if you were born after 1980, which I'm assuming most of you, I know most of my listeners are, they weren't born before 1980. So if you're born after 1980, you got to do this. So anyway, get your hunter safety course. It's a pretty easy class. Like I said, Nate, who been a city boy his whole life, he took this class. It was pretty easy for him. He's the second person I've helped get through the class. I had another buddy of mine. Unfortunately, he hasn't went hunting yet, but I had another buddy of mine that he took the hunter safety class, and he had probably less knowledge than Nate did when it came to hunting, being outdoors, and so forth and so on. And he was able to pass this no problem. So again, this class is not meant to be tricky. It's just supposed to build your knowledge and how to be safe in the outdoors, safe with firearms, safe with bows, so forth and so on, and also educates you on the game animals that you're going to be hunting. So it's pretty easy. If you're below 18, again, you can do all this online, but if you're below 18, you do have to do a field day. Field day, they have them scheduled throughout the state at different times. They'll have, on the DNR website, they'll have different dates and times. You do the dates and, pick whatever date and time that works for you, go to this field day. At the field day, we're going to show you and have you handle firearms. So they're actually going to, you're going to learn gun safety in the class, where they're actually going to show you and have you demonstrate gun safety at these field days. Again, you could go there with no knowledge of firearms. They are trained to teach people who have dealt with firearms before and people who haven't. And they're going to make sure you stay safe and teach you basic firearm safety. they're also going to let you shoot guns. So that's always fun. If you know, like me, I like shooting guns. And if you're brand new to hunting and maybe you haven't shot a gun before, that's okay. They're going to show you and do it in a safe manner. So that's pretty easy. Like Nate, he didn't have to do the field day. Mind you, he's also a police officer with me here in Central Illinois. So he's been around firearms for quite a while now, and he knows how to be safe. So that's pretty much how to get a hunting license in most states. Most states have this hunter safety course, and for a lot of these, what we're figuring out is this hunter safety course is the same throughout every state. Some things are different, you know, some things they might tweak towards state to state, but it's pretty basic knowledge. Yeah, and the main thing is so you could be safe out there and make good decisions. Make good decisions as a hunter. There's other means to, you know, get a hunting license and start hunting. If you're a brand new hunter, especially if you're above 18 and you don't know if it's for you or not, obviously you can find another hunter and just have them take you and go to watch. And I highly recommend that. You know, my wife grew up in the outdoors. Her dad hunted. Her brother hunted. Her brother's been on a couple videos with me in the past. So anyway, she had hunted before, but she wasn't for sure she actually wanted to do it or not. When we started dating, she came out with me, went bow hunting with me a few times, decided, yep, I want to do this. Ended up getting a bow, and unfortunately we haven't been able to get her a deer yet, but she now knows she likes doing it and comes hunting with me. So obviously find a mentor if you can like that. But say you know for sure, hey, I want to actually go out there and attempt to harvest an animal, whether it's a duck, deer, squirrel, whatever. You can apply for an apprenticeship license. I do know a couple guys who have done this, and they're now hunters. So what an apprenticeship license is, you get a mentor, say like myself, maybe you have a cousin, maybe you have, you know, they have to be above 21, I do, if I remember correctly. But somebody with a valid hunting license takes you under their wing, and you with an apprenticeship hunting license, you have to be near them, within, you know, pretty much touching distance. But you have to be with them, and you can go hunting with them. You don't have to take a hunter safety card or a course. You don't have to have a hunter safety card. You just have to have an apprenticeship license, and you can hunt with your mentor. It's only good for 1 year, so keep that in mind. You have to renew your hunting license in March every year, March 31st. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to do it. I'd recommend do it in March, because then you got turkey season. Then once fall starts coming, you're going to have doves, squirrels. You know, then you got early goose season. October happens, deer season starts coming. Towards the end of October, you're going to have waterfowl season starts coming in. So if you get your apprenticeship hunting license in March, you're going to be able to hunt pretty much every game species in Illinois and in other states. You know, whether or not, you know, here in the Midwest, we're all pretty the same when it comes to what species we can hunt. But if you're like listening to this in Colorado, you obviously have elk and so forth and so on. So that's something to keep in mind there. Apprenticeship license is a great way to start, especially if you're older than 18. You know, find yourself a buddy, family member, so forth and so on. Have them take you out and go hunting, and figure out if it's for you or not. All right, is some differences from state to state on like what kind of license you're looking at. So, for example, I am a resident here in Illinois. So normally I get a resident Illinois hunting license. And that's good. Usually most states, I think all states, the hunting license for residents are tremendously cheaper than a non-resident. For example, here in Illinois, it cost me approximately around $25 to get a either sex deer tag and an antlers tag. So I get 2 tags. That same tag for a non-resident, I believe, is $300 here in Illinois. Big difference, but most states do that. You gotta take care of your residents. So I'm not arguing the fact. I go Colorado to hunt elk. It cost me right around $700 to go get a elk tag. I don't believe it costs a resident that. I'm pretty sure it costs them $200 or less. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it's more like $300, but I do definitely know they're not spending $600 to $700 on an elk tag like I am for a resident Colorado tag. I can't speak for all states on that when it comes to that, but like I said, normally states take care of the residents, but then you also got to think of, okay, so Illinois, you got resident, you got non-resident, but then you have landowners. So like myself, now that I own this farm and I've owned it for over a year, I can apply for landowner tags. Landowner tags, they do not charge you anything here in Illinois. I cannot speak for other states, but here in Illinois, for me to get a deer tag, I do not get charged. Now, that landowner tag is only good for my land. I can't take that tag that I get and go to another farm that I have and kill a deer with it. No, I still would have to go out and buy a resident tag if I want to hunt land other than my land. So I get it. I know some people that may tick off because landowners aren't, paying for tags, but you also got to think most landowners that hunt deer, at least the ones I know, we're spending a lot of money on habitat work, trying to build that herd up, which that herd doesn't stay on our land. That they're going to go to other neighbors, to other public land, and so forth and so on. So that's just something to keep in mind. I know in Colorado, when a guy that we were met, he gets special, I think, given tags by the state for landowners as well. So I think most states kind of do that, whether they give the landowner tags or charge them real small fee. Now you still have to have a hunting license for that. I can't, so I have to buy a hunting license and then I start buying landowner tags. So you got to keep that in mind. So to break it down, when it comes to here in Illinois, what you need to hunt certain species, we're mainly going to keep this between deer and waterfowl, because like small game, you just need your hunting license here in Illinois and habitat stamp. For deer though, you need the following. You need a habitat stamp, which most places, I'm going to clarify that, most places, when you go to buy your tag, or hunting license, whether it's at Walmart, small mom and pop shop, a rural tool farm store, most places will not let you walk out of there with a habitat stamp. They should just automatically include that. Now, I have seen at Walmart where some guy who doesn't know what they're doing telling people, oh, you don't need a habitat stamp. You will get a ticket for that. You need to have the habitat stamp. So make sure they add that. When you get your tag, it should say in the corner, habitat stamp included. And it's not an actual stamp, that's just what they call it. It needs to say habitat stamp on it. Make sure you have that. It's either, I think it's $5. They might not even do that. They may just automatically include it anymore, but I think it costs $5. And mind you, when you buy your hunting license and tags, I couldn't tell you the exact breakdown on top of my head, but majority of that money goes back to the funding of conservation, habitat work, stuff like that for your state, and even some of it federal. So, and as hunters throughout the years, we have proposed some of these changes to the state and federal governments to put tax on us to put back towards wildlife. So that's why sometimes these tags and stuff are so expensive anyway, because we've done it to ourselves, and that's the main funding that these state departments and conservation groups are getting, is through the tag sales and license sales and so forth and so on. So that's also why hunting equipment, a lot of people don't know this, hunting equipment, outdoor equipment has a higher tax on it or a higher price on it for the same exact reason. Most of that goes towards conservation. And us throughout the years as hunters have done that to ourselves, which I'm not arguing with that. I'm actually pretty happy about that. I don't mind spending some extra money to put back towards wildlife. So anyway, back to the deer, what you need to hunt deer. So you need your habitat stamp, then you need your hunting license. Like I said, hunting license here in Illinois, they expire March 31st of every year. I know usually right after March 31st, I go buy my new hunting license, and I go ahead and get sportsman combos, hunting and fishing. So that's what I recommend if you hunt in Illinois. I believe that cost me $25, maybe a little bit more. It's under 30, I know. That's my recommendation to you. Go get the sportsman, because I know most hunters fish, a lot of fishermen hunt. So that would be my recommendation. So once you have your hunting license, you have your habitat stamp, now you're going to do tags. Now the tags, you can, when it comes to shotgun tags here in Illinois, you can pre-order, do a lottery system is what the DNR does. And that happens late spring. You just got to pay attention to the DNR website, and you can apply for shotgun permits, landowner permits. You can pretty much do anytime you want. And then like the shotgun, muzzleloader, different. I think youth, you should be able to. I know back in the day you used to get it over the counter. I think you still can, but I do not know. That would be something you'd have to check on the DNR website. I don't have to worry about that yet. My daughter's got a long time before I'm taking her youth hunting, unfortunately. I'm looking forward to the day. But anyway, shotgun tags, you can apply for your permit. Here in Illinois, just keep this in mind. If you want to buy 2 shotgun tags, that's fine if the DNR has enough, but you can only kill 2 bucks. That's something to keep in mind. So the reason I say that is like, oh, I'll get a gun and I'll shoot 2 deer, 2 bucks. Well, you also have archery season, which you can apply early if you'd like, but archery for residents you can just get over the counter pretty much anytime you want. So I can kill only 2 deer. So remember, if I kill 2 in archery before 2 bucks before shotgun season, I'm done with bucks. Even if I have that buck tag for shotgun season, it doesn't matter if I kill 2 bucks with my bow beforehand because I bought 2 buck tags archery. Then I'm done for shotguns. So keep that in mind. But you can kill, as of right now, you can kill 2 antler deer here in Illinois. Every state's a little different. I know some states, I think in Iowa and some places you can kill 3. Some states you can kill 1. It just kind of depends on that. I know for residents, I can pretty much buy as many doe tags as I want. So as long as I have a tag, whether it's a gun or bow, whatever the season is during that time, if I want to keep buying doe tags, you can. That's pretty much what you need for deer hunting. You need your habitat stamp, hunting license, tags. 3 things. Pretty easy. Make sure you have those 3 if you're going out in the woods. And you're going to be legal when it comes to your tags and licenses. For waterfowl, again, you need your habitat stamp. You need your hunting license, just like deer. And then you have 2 extra things. You have your state stamp, which again, there's not an actual stamp on your license. It just says state stamp. And then you need your federal stamp. That is actually a stamp that you've probably seen. Ducks Unlimited is always involved. But it's always some pretty picture. They do a competition every year on which picture it's going to be on the stamp. A lot of people collect these stamps because they are very artistic and beautiful a lot of times. But and that stamp actually goes on your permit and hunting and state stamp license as well. I wish I had my wallet in front of me right now. I'd show you guys a picture if you're watching this on YouTube. But again, if you just type in waterfowl federal stamp and Google, you have a whole bunch of ones pop up, what they've been in the past. So that's pretty much all you need for waterfowl too. Like I said, pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. And yeah, that's pretty much what you need for waterfowl here in Illinois and in most states. Now, to hunt out of state and maybe even out of country. Now, every state is a little different and every country is a little different. So I'm just going to speak from my knowledge. You may or may not know, I've been hunting in Canada twice now, 3 times, excuse me, and I love it. We go up there and hunt black bear. It's a great time, highly recommend it. I've been to Ontario twice and Quebec once. So what you needed in Ontario and Quebec is they required you to have a hunting license from your state. I believe you could also get by with a hunter safety card. I know I brought mine just in case, but I know the main thing they asked me when I was buying my bear tag is, do you have a hunting license from your state? So I had my Illinois valid, that's the key, valid hunting license. Don't bring an expired one, bring a valid one, and you can show it to them. Once I showed them my hunting license, I was able to get my Ontario hunting license and my bear tags. So that was pretty self-explanatory. Ooh, man, struggling. And then the next thing that so I guess the next thing when it comes to hunting out of states is when I went to Colorado. Colorado, they don't care about, and maybe they would accept it, but Colorado says they want your hunter safety card. They don't want a hunting license, they want your hunter safety card. So make sure if you're going to hunt out of state, make sure you look up and see what they want. So I took my hunter safety card, same thing. As soon as I showed them my hunter safety card, I was able to get a elk tag, no problem. So it's pretty easy. Once you get that hunter safety card that I talked at the beginning of this podcast, you're able to pretty much hunt wherever you want here in the United States and out of state once you get your hunting license, or out of country. I apologize. So you just got to get that hunter safety card done if you really want to get into hunting and if you're brand new. So that's pretty much all you need. Oh, sorry about that, guys. My daughter's crying. We're going to pause this. Alright, sorry about that, guys. You gotta live that dad life, you know. Baby's crying, you gotta go take care of it. And as you can see now, it's a little darker behind me now. It's at night. But anyway, we covered everything when it came to how to get into hunting, what licenses you need, tags you need here in Illinois. And like I said, most states are similar. They're not all the same, but most states are similar. Biggest thing, whatever state you're in, or even whatever country you're in, if you are listening to this from another country, just either get online, look at your, like I said, we call it the DNR here, and Department of Natural Resources. I know it's the ministry up in Canada, just whatever they call it in your state. Just get on their website, try to find maybe the catalog with all the updated game laws every year, and go that way. But either way, you get out there, hunt, it's fun, it's a blast. More likely you're going to become addicted to it. I know I am, and pretty much everybody I introduce becomes addicted to it. Other than that, to end this, if you're watching the YouTube version, we're going to have a little video here of teaching my buddy Nate how to shoot. It's comical. I think you will enjoy it, so I hope you do anyway. And other than that, thanks again. This is podcast number 10. I appreciate it. We're going to try to do a podcast and a video a week. So far, so good. Just appreciate all the support, guys. The numbers are growing tremendously on all platforms. I'm just pumped. I'm happy how this is going right now. This is just kind of a side hustle, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm meeting some new people through this. My buddies and I are hanging out, having good times, making new memories. It's just a blast, and you guys are just supporting me, and I just appreciate it all. I can't say how happy I am about it. But anyway, that's podcast number 10. See you guys.
Okay, so Nate's shot a shotgun before. Like I've said before, he's a local law enforcement officer with me. So this isn't his first rodeo, but if you are new to shooting a shotgun, get to somebody you know. Also do one of those field days, but get with somebody you know, have them walk you through the basics, whatever. So I have a target out here that Nate's going to shoot. It's just a little food plot case I had. He's going to shoot a couple just field loads, and then he's going to shoot the turkey shot just so he gets used to the kick. But he's going to get like a turkey situation, like a position we would be in out there. Sorry about this wind here, but he's going to shoot a few times, get comfortable with the gun, and he has a 5th season tag, so we're going to try to get him a turkey this year. On you, Nate. Just shoot once. On you. Got him. On you. Told you I had more kick.
That one hurt.
Well, I warned him that I had more kick, but he made a good shot. We'll check out his target. Let's say he killed the turkey, so he's ready.